Hi, fourth graders. Mr. Grant here.
Mr. Schnick here too.
We are going to work on making estimates for multi-step problems. But Mr. Schneck, I heard you have a joke.
I do. I kind of found this one the other day. I was wondering, Mr. Grant, do you know what an insect's favorite subject is?
No, I don't.
All right, listen, ready? It's mathematics.
Oh, I get it, like mathematics,
Yeah.
right? That's
Funny.
pretty good. Have you ever heard about multi-step problems before?
Multi-step problems. Remind me what that means.
So we have this word multi, and multi means more than one.
More than one, right?
So if we had a problem like this, that's one step, because all you have to do is subtract.
Okay.
But if we had this, now we've got multi-steps. We've got two, because we have to multiply and subtract.
All right, more than one step. I get it.
And where we usually see multi-step problems are in word problems. Today we're going to make an estimate, and an estimate is kind of like an educated guess.
Okay.
Let's look at this problem. A housefly beats its wings about 190 times per second. A wasp can beat its wings about 400 times per second. About how many more times does a wasp beat its wings in 1 minute compared to a housefly? So we have to do an estimate, and estimates really help us with solving these problems. So what I'm going to do is underline some things that are going to help. We've got 190 times per second. Do you see anything else that might help?
What about 400 times per second?
Yeah. And then I see it says how many more times, and that's at
1 minute.
Okay. So
Right.
I'm seeing this number 190, and I know that I have to find out how many times it's doing that in a minute. I have to take 190 times 60.
Oh, that's tricky.
That is tricky. So what do you think could be a better number instead of 190 times
Can we make it
60?
easier with maybe rounding it up to 200?
Yeah, I like that because that's the nearest 100 that it's closer to. That's
Okay.
way easier to do.
Oh, now we can do it.
Because I know that 2 times 60 is 12, so then I know that this has to be 12,000.
Wow.
So now we've got 400 times per second. Do you think we have to change anything there? Do you think we
No,
can
I
just
think
use
that
the
looks
400?
good.
Okay.
That seems pretty easy.
So we've got 400 times 60, and I know that 4 times 6, what is 4 times 6 again? Now I just
4
forgot.
times 6 is 24.
So this has to be 24,000.
All right. So that's one step, right?
Right, so that's our first step.
Okay.
What do you think I have to do next?
Well, I'm looking at that last sentence, and it says, about how many more times does a wasp beat its wings in a minute compared to a housefly? So, a wasp does it more. How much more? I think we need to subtract to
Yeah,
find that.
right, and that more is that key there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So if I take 24,000 minus 12,000, I know that 24 minus 12 is 12,
Yeah.
so I know that it's,
Gonna be 12,000.
and then the next step that we would have to do would be actually solving what this would be, and that's where we could use that calculator, and that's something we can go over in group. But the main thing I wanted to go through was using estimates and then using that to compare it to the exact answer we find. Because if our exact answer is pretty close to this,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably right.
Right.
So to review, when you see some numbers that aren't really a friendly number, like 190, see if you can make that a friendly number that ends more in 100. So bring your math journal and a pencil to group.
Bye, fourth graders.